Dan United, it's Wednesday, it's hump day, there's plenty of transfer news. War chest, did you say? Oh, bada boom. Hope everyone is well. Happy Wednesday. We've got some stuff to talk about tonight, first and foremost. I can't believe it, but Arsenal are in a Champions League final. They are not going to let us sleep. If they win that final, let me tell you now, it is going to be bad news for everybody. But enough about Arsenal. This is Manchester United. Look, as the title says, Manchester United Champions League war chest. Now, we know, now that Champions League is done and dusted, that Manchester United will go out there and they're going to spend big. We just know that. Now, we look at last season. We had a whole scenario of trying to get players off the books. They were bad players. We struggled to get them away. However, this year, it's looking more like that Manchester United are going to have a lot more to say when it comes to selling players and getting them out of the club. But I hope everybody's having a fantastic evening. Champions League tonight. I don't believe anyone's scored yet. Let me have a quick look. Bada boom. Still 0-0. Boring that is, isn't it? How boring is that it's 0-0 between Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain in the second minute? Surely it should be fucking 5 or 6-0 at the moment to all of them. Anyway, let's get on with the stream. So, look, I wanted to start by saying that this dropped earlier on today. Manchester United now officially, and I think Dembele's just scored. I think Dembele has just scored. Yeah, he has. Bang, look at that. That's ruined the Harry Kane conversation. Bollocks. Look, this rolled in today, and this was something that was always going to start happening with Manchester United now essentially claiming Champions League, and that is the sponsors. Now, we know that we were looking for a new sponsor with the Tessos one that had gone. Betway is one that is going to be coming in at 18 million a year. This is huge for Manchester United. This makes it so much easier for everybody involved at the club to sell Manchester United as that brand and have people come in and want to sponsor parts of the shirt. So this here is a belting news for Manchester United because it brings more revenue to the club. And with regards to revenue, this is something that I wanted to go through. Champions League football for Manchester United, let's have it right, is absolutely massive. It is massive. We knew this anyway, but when you look at how much is at stake for Manchester United with the Champions League, 16 million just for being in it, 1.8 million per win bonus, a draw bonus of 600k, you get to the round of 16, 9.5 million, quarterfinals, 10.8 million, semi-finals, 12.9 million, finals, 16 million, and winners prize, 5.6. This here, plus the revenue, which you will, Manchester United, I believe, make something like 6 or 7 million from it in revenue match day. That is bonkers. When you look at how much we've not had this season in the way of midweek games, Champions League, the match day revenue is something that always takes a hit. And we always say, we missed the football, but the club misses out on so much money on ticket sales, on what they're generating, the club merch shop. It's massive. So Manchester United now getting into the Champions League, this opens the door. And this isn't FIFA talk. This isn't me doing FIFA talk. I've spoken to a few of you in the past where I've said that I think it's unrealistic to have 500 million. I don't think we're anywhere near 500 million for transfer funds. But what I think Manchester United do have is probably around 150 for the midfielders, which we know that's been reported. But then I think there's an extra 100 million there to play with. Now, the question you've got to ask yourself is, how smart are Manchester United going to be now? It's being reported by more people here. Fabrizio obviously coming out saying that there's a major boost for the summer transfer budget. Rasmus is expected to become permanent. We'll talk more on him in a minute. Make sure you get your comments in. I will go through them in a second. Sancho and Casemiro coming off the books wages. Rashford's situation to be resolved. There's plenty on him. The sell-on clause from he who will not be named or shall not be named. And, of course, the revenue from Champions League. All factors point to a very busy summer transfer window for Manchester United. And the sales look like this. Okay, Chris Wheeler reported that this week, Marcus Rashford, Rasmus Højlund, Onana, Agate, Xerxes. Then you've got, obviously, there's plenty of revenue to be made at this club. Let me go through the comments quickly. Danny boy, good to see you. Yeah, beautiful bugger. He says, I hope Arsenal don't win the Champions League. Oh, mate, honestly. I'm sure United have got a golden trophy. I'm sure we've got something like that. Didn't we go unbeaten in 2007, 2008? Did we go unbeaten all the way through that? I'm pretty sure we did. I might be wrong. Hoyland, yeah, absolutely. We've got it. I've got that here. Don't you worry. Jamie, good to see you, mate. Jordan, the official Bryan Brigade is in full force. Yes, I agree. Ben, good to see you, mate. We'll go through Anana as well. And Maxi, baby, good to see you. Make sure you smash a like. We've got plenty to talk about tonight. My voice still hasn't come back from the United-Liverpool game. So these are just to name but a few. These are to name but a few. Also, United have guaranteed qualification. There is the massive thing that Manchester United will go through the players. Don't worry, I've got plenty for us to go through tonight. Buckle in. Manchester United have to make sure that they don't just look at an 11 for next season. It has to be a squad. Now, when we look at the exiting players, the first one, I had concerns that he was coming back. I'm happy to say I genuinely don't think this is going to happen now. And that's because this has been reported. So United will not be bringing Rashford back into the first team next season. The club want him to move on as his salary jumps to 325 grand a week. This is going to mean Manchester United now absolutely want to sell. This also helps. Marcus Rashford is privately opposed to returning to Manchester United. Let me tell you something, Marcus. You don't need to privately oppose it, mate. We all oppose you coming back. We had a conversation at worst case scenario. Would we take him back? But actually, when you look now, we've got Champions League. I'm happy to bun this guy off. I don't care. 07, 08, I thought it was. And 99, no, we lost in 99. I'm sure we did. Or did? No, we didn't, did we? We drew. I swear. Did we draw? Did we just draw in 99? Any rumours? We've got plenty of rumours on players coming. Ahmad, buckle in. So look, with Marcus Rashford, it's a double-edged sword for Manchester United because A, it's the 325 grand a week, and B, it is pure profit. This guy has to go on the sale. It has to go on the sale board, the chopping board. This guy, if we can get what's owed to us from Barcelona, it's going to be about 26 million. 26 million, which, look, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth, do you? I can't believe that. I can't believe that Bayern Munich are already 1-0 down. Ridiculous. Okay, so look, that's the first one. Good to see you, Bill. Good to see you, mate. I haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're doing well. And Danny Boy says we drew. Yes, we did. We drew it. Yes, we did. Thank you, Danny Boy. Thanks for reminding me. Now, the next one that we'll go to is Wahaha's not in the house yet, so we can say it. This man here, sorry, that was my nose. This man here is starting to generate more and more interest from Italy. It is definitely done at Old Trafford for Xerxes. There is no way back for him. When you look at against Liverpool at the weekend, he is our only other striker that we have. And the fact that when Sesko come off, we decided to put Ahmad on suggests to me that his time is well and truly done. And he goes with my blessing, by the way. This is all about, I'm like working at a tuck shop. I'm working at a tuck shop here. I'm trying to take as much money as I can so I can go out there and buy the PS5. And it's also, there's news come out today that Napoli have said they are interested. It's just the wages. Now, you have to question with Xerxes. Does he want to play football or does he want to be the unofficial photographer for Manchester United? I would like to think now that when we get to the end of the season, he's not in the Holland squad. I think it's best he moves on. And there is money that we can make from Xerxes. Xerxes alone, you could probably make another 25 million off easily. Even if it was a loan to buy, an obligation, I don't care. Let's just get him off the books and send him away. Don't worry, we will go for a backup striker. There's plenty out there, and Carl is right. Make sure you like and subscribe on your way in, on your way out. It takes a second to do it. Must get a backup striker. I'm still saying Welbeck, but we'll talk about that later. The next one. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Niche fan, good to see you, mate. I'll come to that in a second. This guy will have you all believe he's coming back to challenge next season. I'm happy to turn around and tell you all now that I think that's nonsense. And actually, I don't think we've got anything to worry about with Anana because by hook or by crook, Trabzonspor really want him. And look, if I'm Manchester United, I am going to Trabzonspor and I'm saying, gives 2 packs of crisps and I will give us 2 packs of crisps and a bottle of Lucozade. You can have him. I joke, of course. I joke. So Trabzonspor is interested in keeping Onana after being impressed by he saved a few penalties the other night. The club's president, Mr. Dogan, is ready to open negotiations with United if Onana signals that he wants to stay, although there are doubts about meeting United's financial demands. Now, Manchester United, this is where we have to be tactful in sales. Do we want to risk keeping this guy who is going to be on higher wages because of Champions League qualification? That 25% increase absolutely damages Manchester United. Or do we go out there and we say to Trabzonspor, here, give us 25, 30 million. I genuinely think you could probably, being greedy, get 20 million for him. 20 million for Onana is good business. I think they'd be happy to keep him. There. Yep, niche fan like Xerxes. I just don't think he's right for United. I don't think he's right for the Premier League. And actually, Carl's right. I don't think he fits the way United want to play either. I would be happy to sell Ahmad, but I wouldn't buy Liao. Definitely not. Not for me. The next one, this one won't surprise you, so we'll skirt past this one because I'm sick of hearing about this bloke. But Agate, there is interest apparently from Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid and Napoli both looking at around 28 million euros, which when you put that into our terms, I'd say that's about 22 mil, I'd say. I don't want to talk about Agate too much, I'll be honest. I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about Onana there. I mean, what would you take to see this man leave the club? I mean, it's just got to go. It's got to go. And then finally, of course, this guy, the massive Manchester United fan. Oh, I'm a United fan. Then as soon as he leaves United, says, "It want me." I'm mint. It's United. Well, the good news that again has been reported today, Napoli's president has come out and said that there is a release clause, an obligation clause to sign him up. And there are no doubts Rasmus Højlund will stay in Napoli with us. We have an obligation to buy from Manchester United in case of Champions League qualification, but he is in our plans regardless. And that is around about 38 million that we're getting for him. So straight away, guys, 131 million. That's a lot of money. Danny Boy says, I'd drive in there myself. I'd pay them to take him. Our team's going to be solid, I think. I think we got plenty. And yeah, I saw that they were, surely Eddie Howe isn't that stupid. I'll give him 5 million to take. Well, it might come down to something like that. We may have to put some money towards the wages. Højlund is one I'd been happy to come back. The money will come in handy from his sale. Look, I was, my thoughts at the end of last season. I said, get rid of Xerxes, keep Højlund. But Højlund went there. He loves Italy. It's his level, isn't it? And then, of course, I've got to put this on here because we've all been begging. We've all been praying. We've all had that glint in our eye. Casemiro, he could still stay. And, do we just keep him for one last dance? Well, that's done. That's done. I don't think there's a chance, he says. There's no chance, mostly because of what I said, go out the big door. I think it was 4 beautiful, wonderful years, and I'm eternally grateful, not only to the club, but to the fans. But I think to leave on good terms, I have to go out on top. I will be an eternal Manchester United fan in England, and I just have to thank all of the love from the fans. I mean, Carlos, I'm with you, mate. I fucking hell. Honestly, and Ahmad, I agree. Honestly, against Nottingham Forest, I've said it before, it's going to get emotional. It's going to get emotional for me because I adore him. He's my player of the season. I don't know. I still think he's got a lot to offer, though, Bill. Like, going to the MLS, it's retirement, isn't it? Still think he's got a lot to offer. But anyway, look, we've done that. We've gone through the players that are leaving. Now's the exciting part. So Manchester United have been linked. We know we're looking at 3 midfielders. It has been played out everywhere. We're looking for an 80 million, a 40 million, and a 20 million. Well, tonight on this show, I have broke it down. For the players that we are looking at, and we are going to go through who is the most likely for Manchester United to sign and just how much it would cost them. Before we do that, can't say it, Jamie. I love you. I can't say it, mate. I can't. The trouble with Greenwood, generational talent. I can't get that voice note out of my head. And as a footballer, you want to adore your players, don't you? I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Ben says, as you know, I was a massive fan of Rashford. Just don't think he got the service at United. Really wanted him to stay, but his comments recently, he can do one. That's where I am. And a lot of people feeling sorry for Rasmus. A lot of people feeling sorry for Rasmus there. Look, let's go on to it. So, and Maxi Baby says he'd take him back as well. Take who back? Who would you take back, Max? Put your comment in, Rasmus or Greenwood. So the first one that we have to put up. This is not going to happen, okay? I have put in brackets on this one, 120 million. That is how much it's going to take. And we need to... look, I'm happy for us to do the news every night, and I love it. I love doing the news with you guys, but I think we have to start putting this rumour to bed. It's done. 120 million. I purposely added up the players just now of how much we would potentially make on these signings. If we are lucky, we would make 131 million. Are you telling me that those 5 players are worth going and spunking all that money for one? I don't. So I want us to move on from the Anderson one. Yes, I would love Anderson. I would love Anderson to come to Manchester United. I think he would come in. I think he would push us where we need to go. He is a midfielder that you would have there for at least 8 or 9 years. Nowhere near his prime. He's going to go to the World Cup. He's probably going to have a fantastic World Cup. But he ain't what we're going to get. He ain't. Like, he's going City, I think. And I think, especially if City lose the league, they are going to go big. You know that. So, look, some of you aren't going to like this, but where is he? There he is. I think this is what we're going to do. I think he should. I think this is what we're going to look at. Baleba has not had the greatest of seasons. He is in the 80 million bracket, so bear that in mind. In fact, we're going to put a poll because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 in the 80 million bracket. We're going to have a poll. We'll do that at the end. But Baleba will cost around 70 to 80 million. When we look at the 80 million signing in the midfield for Manchester United, I think Baleba is the one that they are looking at. I genuinely do. Transfer prices are massively inflated due to transfers like Enzo, absolutely. Well, we've got a bit on them in a minute, Jamie. Don't forget them. We've got a bit on there. Fuck Baleba, please don't get him, says Ahmad. Look, I saw an interesting piece on Baleba where people like me all season have gone, he's not it. You know, his temperament wasn't there. He was sulking. His performances dipped. If you get consistency out of the lads, then more power to you. But 80 million for a lad who's had a bad season, can't head a ball. His heading stats are so bad. His aerial duels, he does not win an aerial duel. For the size of the lad, it's shocking. So we have Baleba. Now, tonight there has been news coming that Tonali, we are back in the race for that. Apparently, there is no chance of him going back to Italy. He wants to stay in England. He wants to stay in the Premier League. When you look at the teams that are linked with him, Tonali, you've got Arsenal potentially, City, and you've got United. Arsenal, I don't see it because they've got Declan Rice, they've got Zubamendi, they've got Eze, they've got Odegaard. I would say it's between. I would say United would have a free hit at this if they really wanted it. Bill's in the chat. I don't know if he's still here. Let me know what your thoughts are, Bill. I think United are the only ones in the Prem that would have a run at Tonali. If you're looking at the fact City are going for Elliot Anderson and spending that much money, they ain't spending 200 plus million on 2 midfielders. So for me, Tonali is firmly in the 80 million bracket for who we look at. I think it's a deal that we can get done as well, because something that I have been seeing more and more. I don't think there's a bidding war though, Bill. I don't. Do you know what, mate? Again, take your point because you're a fan, of course. I don't see there being a bidding war. I don't see there being as many clubs going in for Tonali. Maybe Arsenal do. Maybe they do. If they win the Champions League, maybe. But I just don't think City. I think United can get him in that 80 to 90 million bracket. with add-ons, of course. Please bear that in mind with add-ons. I'm not saying we'll get him cheap. Don't even start this. For anybody who didn't see on my bloody chat on my comments last night, I was getting absolutely ambushed because I said it was absolutely ridiculous for United to be linked with Xhaka. Fucking make it make sense. Make it make sense. Apparently, moving on a 34-year-old and bringing in a 33-year-old is what we need to do. I couldn't believe the comments I was seeing last night. Tonali in, Belabor out. We'll have the vote in a minute for that. You won't get Sandro Tonali for 80 million, in my opinion. The owners want double for all their players. Again, I think it all relies on the add-on side of it. Bill, I think on paper, I think the initial transfer 80, I can see it. I don't think we get. I'm going to say this, and this sounds wrong, okay? And again, no disrespect to Newcastle. No disrespect to Newcastle at all here, okay? I mean, you all know that Loaded Mag boys are my favourite lads. But there's something happening at Newcastle with the players and with Eddie Howe. And my concern for Newcastle is, I just wonder if Eddie Howe is there's talks that he's falling out with players. I just wonder, with no European football, with the manager looking like he's going to stay on for another season and players not really buying into him anymore by the looks of it, I just wonder if that pushes players to get out the door. That is my respectful take on it. There's going to have to be a conversation with Pete and the lads on Loaded Mag with that, because I don't know what they'd say to that, but that's my take on it. It would be great to see City get a transfer ban, and now we get a clear on it. Anderson. Yeah, watch that lad change his mind if they do get a transfer ban. Do you know what? I've always wanted to go to United. I watched Everton versus City. Gardner was really good. Do you know what pisses me off about this comment? Not you, Jamie. I tell you what pisses me off about the Garner praise. I said to you all in January, I said, bring him in. We'll get him. He's 6 months left on his contract, and we didn't do it. That's what pisses me off. Jimmy Garner was a brilliant utility player. He could have been the 20 million signing. Out of all the three, with his contract coming to an end, you could have got him for 20 million. That would have been the utility player done. He's in the England squad now. It really pisses me off. Good evening, Anthony. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Yes, I'm well. I hope you're well. Make sure, as Anthony says, you smash the shit out of those lights. My voice still hasn't come back, by the way. My voice still has not come back, by the way, from that fucking game. Yeah, I'd love Garner back as well. And then the third one. Interesting stories coming out about Tchouaméni. Now, I thought that this was done and dusted because of contract talks. But interesting talks coming out that these pair have been scrapping at Madrid. Now, we know it isn't all hunky-dory there. We know they're in the midst of managers coming and going. It looks like Mourinho's going to be going back there. Rodri is linked to go there. It's looking like all is not well. I've heard so many reports today that Madrid players are falling out with each other. Manchester United are linked with this lad for 70 million. I've put him in the 80 million bracket. Tchouaméni, out of the four that we've looked at, Anderson, Belabor, Tonali, and him, he is the one I would absolutely be banging down the door to get. The guy's passing accuracy this season is in the high 90s. His heading. He doesn't lose a header, this lad. My dream, some United fans aren't going to like me saying this, I would take Tchouaméni over Anderson in a fucking heartbeat. That lad has all the attributes that I need for my number 6 next season. He has all the attributes. But, of course, this isn't a democracy. This is a conversation. So, we're going to put a poll. We are going to put a Mother Canuckin poll. Who you taking in the 80 mil bracket? Now, bear in mind, I know that Anderson isn't there for. I'm going to put Anderson brackets 120. Belabor, I'm going to put in there. We will put in Tonali, and we will put in Tchouaméni. Fucking hell! I mean, Tchouaméni. I'm so sorry if I got it wrong. I'm going to have to Google it because I cannot put the spelling wrong. I'm not going to do it to myself. Tchouaméni, there we go. Right, get your votes in. Who are you taking as that 80 million signing? Who are you taking as that 80 million signing? I personally think Anderson's way out of there, so I'm not even putting. I don't even know why I've put him in there because I don't think we do it. Danny Boy says Madrid is more toxic than United. Housen mentioned about their fans signing a petition to get Mbappe out of the club. I mean, I think that's fucking hilarious because like Mbappe has got such a high opinion of himself. Madrid, when they don't win anything, they press will go crazy and cut the players. They do. Wow, honestly, you missed the start of the show, mate. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. Garcia is leaving. Yes, I've seen that. Good evening. Yeah, good evening, Wahaha. And we need too many players to pay for more. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. 100 million. I don't think it's doable. Get your votes in. At the moment, I could tell you that Tchouaméni is absolutely romping home with it at the moment. So get your votes in. It takes 2 seconds to hit that vote button. If you get Elliot Anderson, he would definitely be the one. As much as it pains me, yeah. But Bill, I just don't see it. I don't see it. I'm a realist, and yeah, okay. You know, to dare is to dream, as they say. You know, down south. But I what do you mean a horrible? What do you mean a horrible? What do you mean it's horrible? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with War Chest? Oh, are you? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Haha, you know I love you. You know I adore you. You know I love you. Right, hang on. I don't even know what to fucking say. I don't even know what to say. Do you know what? No, I'm not. Because you put Vikings, I'm not doing it. I love you to death, but I'm not doing it. I was going to change it for you then. But you put Vikings. I'm not doing it. You know I love you. Let me just have a look at the votes. They've completely lost track there. Yeah, Tchouaméni's still absolutely battering it, by the way. Anderson isn't worth 120 million. I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely a treasure chest. Yeah, get your comments in what you'd rather than War Chest. I laugh because I know Wahaha can take it. There we go. People are going. I'd say I'd take. So Ahmad says I'd say I'll take a Tchouaméni. Don't know how to spell his name. Don't worry about it. This is the thing with Tchouaméni that is different. This is the thing with Tchouaméni that's different. Tchouaméni can also play at centre-back. I think this guy is absolutely phenomenal. And I think he fits in with Mainu. I think he would do the defensive work. He'd split the lines when it comes from us defending from a standpoint. And also, let's not forget, with Casemiro going, the one thing we are losing more than anything is goals. And it feels really, 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 really weird saying that because we signed him as a CDM. But that guy's got 9 or 10 goals this season from CDM. Now, albeit from set pieces, but that is a massive loss of goals from any team. So for me, I look at him, I want him, I love him. I absolutely love him. Goldmine chest, it was just funding. I prefer a big chest, me too, Carl. It's not any kind of chest, let alone one you plunder. Fucking hell. But remember, do you think? Yeah, I think he would come to United. Tchouaméni has already been given a glowing report of United from Varane and from Casemiro. We signed quite a few players from Madrid. Let's not forget, United do sign players from Madrid. It's happened more and more recently. Let's end the poll there. 80% of you are going with Tchouaméni. I'm so glad you've taken my side on that, you beautiful buggers. Right, let's go into the next bracket. Has anyone got the score as well? But I should have put it on, to be fair. Let me have a look. Still 1-0. Fucking hell. I need Bayern Munich to win so that they can beat Arsenal in the final and Harry Kane can come back. Anyway, let's go to the next one. So this news dropped a couple of days ago in Ederson from Atalanta. Now, when we look at the bracket of 40 to 50 million, this guy fits in there fantastically. Ederson's been a player we've been linked with for around about 2 years. Now, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. For me, with this sort of player, if you wanted them that bad, why would you not go out and get them? Now, Atletico Madrid were ahead of us in this. In January, we were led to believe that Ederson was going to Atletico Madrid and it was done and dusted. However, the wages that we are looking to offer him, which I believe is around 150 million thousand. What's this? All right, okay, that's fine. Don't worry. I'll take that. I think it's around 150 grand a week for Ederson. Now, look, he's played a lot of European football. He is an international. He would be someone that I think adds so much depth to the squad. But again, are there better players out there than Ederson, or are we just looking at a quick and easy option? The other player that we linked with, and this is going to upset a lot of people, Stiller. And it looks like Stiller's off to Juventus. It looks like Juventus have stolen a march on Manchester United. We have dilly-dallied with this lad. There was interest in him at the end of the summer transfer window just gone, but we never really pushed for it. I know it was a Vivell signing, wasn't it? Vivell was really looking at it. He would cost around about 35, 40 million. That's another player there that I think Manchester United have shit the bed with this one, because whereas a lot of people have told me that Stiller is a bit similar to Mainu, there's nothing wrong with that. Stiller is a player that could come in and I think add so much depth to the squad. He's got a wand of a left foot on him, a wand of a left peg on him. I think if he goes to Juventus, I think in 12 months we'll be sat here saying we completely balls that up there. Now, the two signings I've spoke about there are from Europe. You'll notice that there has been a lot put on this last couple of days that Manchester United's transfer planning for next season is they are going to go with what they did last summer, which is we want the Premier League proven players. We want players that have played in this league, know how tough it is, know how demanding it is, but we are not afraid to go to Europe to bring other players in. And this is why I'm going to be honest, if West Ham get relegated, I think this lad's all over United. I think we are going to be all over this lad, because I think this kid, he's been relegated twice if he gets relegated with West Ham this season. I'm not asked about that. I couldn't give a flying hoot about that. I think this lad has got so much potential. I've watched him for West Ham a few times this season. I've watched West Ham. I'll admit it. I've watched West Ham more to give support to my man Lawless. If they go down, this lad comes for 40 million, 40 to 50 million. When you look at the brackets of who we're looking at in there, already what we're seeing is we are seeing already 7 players that we've discussed just for the midfield. I haven't even gone to left back yet. I haven't even gone to striker. I haven't even gone to left wing. This is a good thing for Manchester United. And there is a lot of competition. I can see that, Bill. There is, absolutely. This is where Manchester United this summer, I feel, we're going to do things the right way. These aren't just players that I've plucked out of my head. I haven't sat there and gone, do you know what? Tchouaméni will be meant. These are players that we have been linked to within the last 2 or 3 weeks. As the season comes to an end, I told you all that before, when the last international break was on, that was the pre-summer transfer window. That was the time where all agents go out there whilst their players are away playing for their international teams, or if they're on their hollybobs, that we absolutely see these agents go and speak to clubs. And it is absolutely because of that these players are being linked with Manchester United. And gone are the days, like I always say, that we are linked with just one marquee signing. Oh, we're going all in for this player. If we don't get him, if they want too much money, we won't pay it. What happens by the end of the transfer window? We overpay. We pay probably 30, 40%, sometimes more. This time round, there is a pool of players that Manchester United are looking at. Now, with the 3 that we've discussed, I'll put it in the poll, of course, as always. I like to make sure that we're all on the same page here. So, who are you taking in the 40 mil bracket? Fernandes, Stiller, but we got to be quick. And who was the other one? Ederson. Who are you taking out of the free chat? Get your votes in there. Who are you taking out of those 3? My vote's Fernandes. I think Fernandes, you got to look at the quality. The lad's just about to break it. He's broken into the Portuguese side, probably going to go to the World Cup with Portugal. It just makes sense to go out there and get a talent like this that I think will grow with the team. Absolutely idolises Bruno Fernandes as well, by the way, which is always a bonus if your idol plays for the club that you want to go to. So I'd be taking Ederson or Fernandes all day long. What have we got here? Look at that straight away. All of you going in for Fernandes. That's what we like to see. Bayern getting robbed. What's happening in the Bayern game? Funnily enough, you mentioned him, Ben, because he is on the list, mate. He is. I think Hackney would be in the 20 million bracket. I genuinely do. Maybe 25 million. Maybe 25. If we get it right in the summer, we'll easily qualify for the Champions League again. Hopefully, the season after that, we can challenge for the league. Manchester United aren't doing. Look, we aren't stupid. And that's something we've been accused of for so many years. Manchester United are doing this the correct way in the sense of they're not trying to get it all done in one summer. Last summer was about getting Bryan in, getting Cunha in, sorting the goalkeeper out. We got a striker in. This year, it is so important they get the midfield sorted because the midfield at times at the start of the season was what let us down. That midfield revamp is worth more than anything to Manchester United. At 40 million, there'll be several clubs interested in Edison, Chelsea and Newcastle among them. He won't go Chelsea. He's too old to go to Chelsea, isn't he? Fernandez, he already knows how to work with Bruno. Looks a good lad, absolutely. Blatant. Oh, God. Oh, God. PSG will batter Arsenal anyway. If we get the right players, we can challenge for the league next season. Carlos, I like where you're thinking is there, but let's not run before we can walk. Let's not run, okay? Let's get the players in. You got to remember, with all these players we're talking about, we still haven't mentioned the youth players, which I'll do in a whole nother video on them because I think it's important for us to talk about the younger players. So, look, we'll stop the poll. 62% of you have gone with Fernandez, 25% Edison. We're in sync tonight. Now, the 20 million players, I'm going to be honest with you, I ain't really... this does not give me any excitement whatsoever. Shea Charles from Southampton. Ex-City Academy player. Fucking that goes well for us normally, doesn't it? Sancho. Could come for 20 million. Southampton obviously are in the playoffs at the moment. Here's my question. When we look at the players, Bryan should have had a pen for handball. Hands up by his head. Also 2 straight reds as well. Fuck me. Aye. Need us to challenge next season, mate. Says, is that Iqbal Hussein? Yeah, I'm tired of seeing our rivals do that as well. Here's my question. So we've got Charles here, and we've also got Hayden Hackney. Hayden Hackney, who was mentioned by Ben. Now, at the 2, Hayden Hackney for me makes the most sense because he's played under Carrick. Let's be honest, Carrick's getting the job. And I think that this lad is someone, when you look at the vast pool of teams that are looking at this lad, Brighton being one of them, Brighton always seem to be able to pick a fucking midfielder up and turn him into something. I would be more inclined for Manchester United to go 20 million or 25 million on Hackney as opposed to spending the money in for Shea Charles. Here's my issue. I would rather save the money and not bring a midfielder in and promote one of the young lads from the youth team, like Thwaites or someone like that. That's what I'd rather do. If you're not going for Hayden Hackney in that 20 million scenario, I ain't interested. I think Manchester United got far more about them to be able to go out there and bring in better players. What are your thoughts on the Hackney situation? Are you looking at Hackney or are you looking at Charles? My God, my throat is absolutely battered. Honestly, this is what the Liverpool game does. Excuse me. Qataris have definitely paid off, the ref says. Ben, Hackney, if the price is right, might be worth a shout. He worked well with Carrick before. Hackney missed the end of the season injured, though. Not sure why or how serious that could block it. Well, I'll tell you what, Ben, we'll have a look as to why. Hayden Hackney injury. Let's have a look. He'll be back. He's coming back for the playoffs, mate. He's back for the playoffs, apparently. Maxi Baby says Hackney. I think we're all in agreement. We don't even need to do a poll. Look, Shea Charles might be a decent player. Look, he might be. But look, I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen enough of him to sit here and go, we need to spend 20 million on this lad. I do know that United have been scouting him for most of the second half of the season. So it's not something they're doing on a whim. But Hackney just looks so much better. And I agree, as a squad player. As a squad player, I think there's more there for him. That's my idea anyway. That's my thoughts. Now, of course, we've gone through the midfield situations. This is what we're looking at for the left, okay? This is the realistic transfer. We know when we spoke about Diouf coming to Manchester United, I personally think he'd be an outstanding signing. I think if they get relegated, West Ham, we've got to raid them for players like this. Because again, he is a lad. He's strong. He's powerful. He can play anywhere up and down that left. I think he'd be fantastic. Yes, we were, Ben. You're right. We were looking at Hackney before he come in. But then, and again, Bill's probably not going to be happy with this, but this dropped today. And this is dream scenario. And do you know something? When we talk about realistic transfers, is this transfer realistic? Probably not. But if you're asking me if he was available for 50 million, 55 million, whether I would go for Lewis Hall every day of the week. This lad has got his best years so far down the road ahead of him. This lad will be one of the best left backs in the Premier League. I love him. Absolutely love him. Bill's straight in there saying no. Lewis Hall, again, Bill, you might be able to help more on this because I haven't spoken to Pete and everybody. But there is reports that he has fallen out of favour with Howe. Starting Dan Burn above, I mean, if anyone started Dan Burn above me and I'm shit at football, I'd be fuming. But this is one of those dream scenario transfers, isn't it? We've already spoken about Tonali, but I was on Loaded Mag about a month, 2 months ago, maybe longer actually. It's been a while. And I was asked by Pete who I would take from Newcastle United. He said, would you take Tonali? I said, yeah. Would you take Bruno? I said, of course I would. But who would you take out of all of them? I said, Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall, I think his ceiling potentially could be one of the best left backs in the world. And I don't think that's ridiculous to say. I think he's done well in a struggling Newcastle side this season. Newcastle fans will tell you the same. I know Newcastle fans adore this lad. But again, he's going to go to the World Cup. He's going to want to play in the Champions League. I think with the likes of Tonali and Lewis Hall and with other players, I think there is going to be an honest conversation they need to have at the end of the season with the manager and with the owners as to where their aspirations are. It's been totally overblown, dude. He was being overplayed, so Howe brought Dan Burn in. I read that he brought him in because he thought he'd do a better job against, was it Arsenal? I'm sure it was Arsenal. I'm pretty sure that's what Pete said as well. It could be overblown, Bill, and this is why. Do you know what, mate? This is why this is fan content. This is why we have a chat and we go through it. He would be my dream scenario. In fact, if you ask me who my number one signing would be for the season, he would be like third, I think, second or third. I think get the midfielder in, get another one, and get Lewis Hall in. I think 55 million, mate, is what they're saying. 55, 60. He ain't going for more than that. No chance. Quite similar to Shaw when he started. Pretty quick out the blocks. He is. Absolutely. How could you... That's a great comment. How could you not want him? I adore him. I absolutely adore him. Honestly. Like... Let's put it in the chat. I mean, Bill's probably going to be laughing at his phone watching this or whatever he's watching it on. Who would you rather? Hall, Juff. Who are you going for? Who would you rather? Hall or Juff? Now, be logical with your thinking because I want Hall, but logically, I don't think we could get him. I don't think we could get him for the price. I don't think we could get him. I think Newcastle, as Bill has said, absolutely will put every barricade up to keep this lad. He is a big part of their future. But like I said, Newcastle need to start doing things in the league next season. They absolutely do. Is it going to be with Eddie Howe? We're not sure. I know the Loaded Mag boys are all over the place. But logically, I think Juff is the lad we go for. Dream scenario, I'm taking this guy all day long. I'll drive to fucking Newcastle now and bring him home myself. However, I just think it'll be Juff. We signed him for 35 million and the owners want double for all their players. I know people think that sounds ridiculous, but look what happened to Isak. Yeah, but I think that could work against you as well, though, to be fair, the Isak situation, Bill. I mean, look, Liverpool in the end were stupid with what they paid, but I think players, I think clubs now look at Newcastle and they say, okay, look, if they're not going to take it, they're not going to take it, and then you worry what happens with the players. It's not a great ideal situation because I think players should always be loyal to what they're doing. I agree, they'll make it different. I don't think Juve would improve the team, not a lot, not something I'd be bothered about, says Carlos. West Ham have been good going forward, but their defence hasn't exactly been better than ours. You can say that, but West Ham have actually been one of the most informed clubs second half of the season. You know, they were so far adrift at the bottom. They've pulled it right round. Take away from the Brentford game at the weekend where they got absolutely battered. I'm taking Juff, but I dream of having Lewis Hall. That is like Disneyland to me. And then, of course, we'll go on to this because I think we need to speak about this. The left wing scenario, again, this news just doesn't seem to be going away. And I've got to be honest with you, I don't want him. I do not want Morgan Rogers. I'm sounding so petty at the moment, but I don't want Rogers. I don't want Anderson because he's going to cost too much. But I don't want Morgan Rogers. This guy is going to cost you 80 million easily. 80 million for a lad who doesn't even play left wing. His natural position is cam, much like Cunha. There are far more important players to be going out there this summer and looking at than Morgan Rogers. Like, am I being foolish here? Am I being stupid? By the way, 100%. I mean, I knew that would happen. 100% of you wanted Lewis Hall. Seen a mad stat earlier. Only Arsenal and Man City have more points away from... Yeah, I saw this away from home this season than Spurs. Spurs just don't like playing at home. Spurs just do not like playing at home. I would prefer Rodgers, but his price tag is going to be way too high. Talk to me, chat. Talk to me. I don't want him. But again, this is a community. Do we want Morgan Rogers? Now, of course, the links, obviously, with Rogers is the fact that I was going to say Andy Carroll. Fucking hell, Dan. Michael Carrick managed him at Middlesbrough, so he knows him very well. I don't want him. Carl, I agree with you. Too inconsistent. I also voted for Lewis Hall, to be fair, because he's probably going to be one of the best left-backs in the country. Absolutely agree. Danny Boy says no. Some of you have said yes. Who's saying yes to Rodgers? Give me your thinking behind it. I just don't think he's what United are looking for. When I look at players that we've got already in the squad, I don't see him as someone that I think Manchester United should be shitting the bed and going out and get. And this is another thing. Ben's right. I don't like his attitude. I think you've got more. There's more of a chance of Rodgers turning into a Sancho at United than turning into a Bruno Fernandes. You know what I mean? And being consistent and helping the team, taking us up the field, doing things with the club. I don't like it. Villa have been too inconsistent. He was great. He was fantastic first half of the season. I saw this as well. I'm not a fan of this. United are debuting next season's shirt for the last 2 games. It's just a fucking sales pan, isn't it? It's just a punt at sales. Bring back Garnacho. Garnacho legitimately has got to be looking at this season and going, that is the worst mistake he'll ever make in his life. It's the worst mistake he'll ever make in his life. He's been really good in that Villa side. Could be better with the likes of Bruno and Cunha and Mbeumo. But there's the problem there, Jamie. There's the problem. The 3 players you've listed there are 3 players that are stopping him from getting in the team. Like, who do we honestly drop for Rodgers? I mean, there's an argument you could drop Bryan. Bryan's been a bit inconsistent, but I thought Bryan was okay on Sunday against Liverpool. I thought he did a great job in the first half. Him being moved out of position was what really damaged him. I think when you spend the money that you're going to need to spend on a player of this lad's level, it makes no sense to go out there and do it. I'm all for improving the squad, but you don't need to spend that money to improve it in that position, if you know what I'm saying, that further up the pitch. Penn says, don't get me wrong, nothing better than a Roger for 90 minutes. Fucking hell. You got to get laid, mate. You got to go get laid. I wouldn't be taking him for 80 million. I could go for 50 or 60. We need the squad depth. Yeah, look, squad depth signing, I think I'd be happy with him, but I don't want him there. You could play Bryan up front and Rodgers on the right. I don't think Bryan's a striker, though, Bill. I think when he first started doing it for Carrick, I think it was all fine and dandy. Oh, fucking hell, that hurts. Jesus Christ. Fucking book just landed on me. Bryan's not a striker. Bryan is a right winger. That's what we signed him for, and that's what he should be. I think buying players just so you can then try and fit Bryan in a different position is counterintuitive, and I think it ruins what we brought Bryan for. So for me, I don't want Rodgers. I don't want him. 67% of you are saying no. That's good. That's good to see. That's good to see. The book needs to go in the book, absolutely. Would you rather get another keeper and keep... Would you rather get another striker, and keep Bryan on the right? Absolutely, Ben. Absolutely. I think Manchester United absolutely need to go out now. We've said the left back. We've said the midfielders. I think you go midfielders as the main priority. Left back is the next one. And then I think we go out there and get a striker. I had hopes that we might have that flurry in the summer for Harry Kane. But judging by the fact that Bayern Munich, fucking hell, they are going mad about this. They are going mad. Now it looks like he's not going to win the Champions League. I think he'll fucking stay in Bayern, and that pisses me off. I think we need to go and get another striker. Now, give me some names, because we've obviously been linked with Ramos again from PSG. I don't want Ramos. I don't. I think again, we talk about the money you bring these lads in for. It makes no sense. We play with one striker up top. It makes no sense to go out there and spend big bucks unless it's a Harry Kane. If it's Harry Kane, then we go and get that. We go and get it done. Sesko is a striker. Bryan is so much more dangerous cutting in. Sesko's also really starting to learn the Premier League, I think. Sesko, people were worried about it. Was it a tactical thing, him coming off on Sunday? It wasn't. It was that thug who shoved him into the billboards. That was the reason he went off. He went off with a slight knock. Hopefully he's back on Sunday. Welbeck's the dream. Like, don't waste your money. Just go get Welbeck. Go get Welbeck and it will all be okay, chat. It will all be okay. Now then, look, we are on Wednesday already. I'm out of the loop. I'm out of the loop with the week due to the fact that we've got... Honestly, I've got to be honest with you. Do you know why I'm so flat tonight? I am on my diet. I'm in my second day in where I'm doing 600 calories a day, and it is whomped my energy. So I do apologise if I'm not my usual... and also I give up vaping today as well, so I'm very agitated. No vaping, no food. Feel sorry for me, yeah. Feel sorry for me. Harry Kane would be the dream. I just want to check if there's any news that's dropped. We always like to do this just before we go anywhere, don't we? No, I don't think there is. Yeah, great. I mean, again, the news about Tchouaméni, he has been scrapping at the fucking training ground. That's hilarious. Anything else? Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. Anyway, look, guys, let me get the big screen back on. This week is a big week for Manchester United, but it's also a fucking annoying one because we are playing Sunderland at 3 o'clock on Saturday, which you know what that means. I'm already about 20 seconds behind Steve-O normally. I'm going to be about 4 minutes. No, thank you. But do you know what the problem is, Ben? I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. I started vaping because Mrs. Robinson's friends used to vape all the time. And me and Mrs. Robinson would go out and see her friends vaping. And her friend one night, I was like, what does that smell like? Mrs. Robinson goes mad at me vaping. And I said, oh, can I have a try of that vape? And I tried it. Never, ever got away with it. And that's like 3 years ago. I'll have an extra smoke for you, buddy. I might have to go and have a cream cake to wash it down. Anthony, you bugger. But yeah, so this weekend, it's a 3 o'clock kickoff against Sunderland. Now, we are obviously at the behest of, to watch that, the sharing site, should we say. How are we feeling about this weekend? Do we want to see the youth involved, or are we happy, or do we want to get that last win to make sure that 6th place is completely secured? Franculio is being linked with a lot of Premier League clubs. Need to keep an eye on that one. I'll write that one down to have a look at, Carlos. I personally want to see the likes of Shea Lacey in the team this week. I want to see Shea Lacey in there. I want to see, I want to see Jim Thwaites in the squad as well. I want us to push a few more of the young lads forwards because we've got Champions League. It doesn't matter anymore. I want to see these. I want to see Chida Obi. Chida Obi has had a fantastic season back in the youth team and in the under-21s. I want to see this lad on the bench. It's Sunderland away. Sunderland have got more to play for than United now. I want to see it. And then this is the thing, Ben. This is where you turn me round. Danny Boy says we need the win, but I'd like to see Lacey and Obi on the bench, give them a few minutes. Bruno needs to get the record. I agree. Play the kids, says Maxi Baby. I'd like to see some minutes for the youngsters, but also keep the momentum going into the start of next season. Yeah, look, I don't want us chucking like Agati and everyone in there, but I do want to see some of the younger lads back in there. Let's not forget, by the way, Anthony makes a fantastic comment here. and we'll have to talk about this more on tomorrow or Friday, De Ligt could potentially be back. Martinez is back. Like, I'm going to say this right now. Aiden Heaven has to start on Saturday. If Aiden Heaven doesn't start on Saturday, I will drive to fucking Sunderland myself, and I'll be saying, Carrick, look, you don't want to be in here, son. But Aiden Heaven has to finish the season, in my opinion. Has to finish the season. But then when you look at the youngsters we're talking, fucking Carl, man. Look, let me say something right now. You had him at Christmas. You had Leacher at Christmas in CDM. It happened for you. I was happy for you. The whole world was happy for you, Carl. But it has to stop now. It has to stop now. It has to stop now. No more. Did he get Mount? I didn't even think about Mason Mount as well. Mason Mount's got to go in the summer. Mason Mount's definitely got to go in the summer. Fuck, I forgot about him, didn't I? It's going to be interesting to see what sort of team he plays. I do think Carrick's not the sort of manager that would turn around and say, let's just throw it all in. I do want to see some of the younger players. I want to see Ahmad nowhere near that fucking 11. I want to see Ahmad nowhere near that 11. I do. Ahmad has been so poor for the second half of the season. He's someone for me. I think he'd be lucky to stay there next season. What have I missed? Anthony, what have I missed? Where have you put it? Not you as well. Not you as well. Anthony, not you as well, mate. Not you as well. Well, technically, he said mine was a great comment, so Dan agreed. No, I fucking don't. It'll be Heaven and Harry at centre-back versus Sunderland. Let me just check something. Let me just check. So 11 hours ago this was. So we know. See, there's some saying De Ligt is back and some saying he isn't. Sesko is a doubt. So it's just Sesko and De Ligt that are the worries. Sesko, man. Oh. Would you sell Dan Seen Links Sunderland want him for 50 million? Who? What are you fucking hell? Who, Jamie? I can't stop saying who. Mount. I'd sell Mount to Sunderland, absolutely. Mount's done at Manchester United. Like, I like Mount, and he seems a nice bloke, and I love the fact he's a shithouse when he gets on the pitch for United. I love that. But at the same time, there is no way Mount gets into any of the starting lineups this season or next season. The only time he gets in there is if we play the kids in the Carabao Cup again. Oh, Ahmad. Yeah. I'm still angry about Ahmad. So I feel like I need a week to calm down with Ahmad. I love the fact he's apologised. I love the fact that, you know, he understands. But he come on that pitch on Sunday. I don't care what anyone says. Ahmad come on that pitch with the thought of, we're battering Liverpool here. I can just do my thing. You know, I'll just chill. No, you can't. I think we would, Ben. I do think we would from some clubs. If we sold him in the Prem, we would. Yeah, Premier League tax, we would. But the thing with Ahmad's 23 now. When's he 24? He's 24 in July. Like, Ahmad ain't a kid anymore. He ain't a kid. Like, we can't liken him to, he's the future of Manchester United. He's 2 or 3 years away from being in his absolute prime. I don't think he's there. Ahmad has been good but inconsistent, worth keeping as a bench player. The problem with keeping him as a bench player is I think Ahmad would kick a fuss up. If he stayed as a bench player, I think he'd kick a fuss up. Ahmad has had too many chances for me to get him sold. Agree, Carlos? We are shite at selling 30 to 35 million max. I don't think we would. I think we get more. Mount will go Coventry, I think, with Frank. I don't see it, Jamie. Like, Coventry have just been promoted. Where on earth are they affording the 250 grand or 100? I think it's gone down to Champions League. Where are they affording the 200 grand a week for Mount? They can't afford that. PSR would absolutely batter the shit out of them. There's no chance he goes there. I can't see it. I can't see Mount going there. I think it'd be good for him, but also what you got to think about is Mount in his head still thinks he should be getting a look in the England squad. Going to Coventry with respect, as well as they've done this summer, they're going to get. I did this with Brentford, but I'm going to say it. I can't see Coventry really putting up much of a fight to stay up next season. I just can't. On the right behind Brian, feeding him did work, but the defence behind them was awful. I mean, that's a good point. Was Ahmad's best games at United playing in that wide right position? Because he hasn't got the pace to be a striker, to be a winger for me. Honestly. It's a good thing I love you, Carlos. It's a good thing I love this community. Would you play the Butcher at CDM? Would you play the Butcher at CDM? This is Carl's poll, not mine. This is Carl's poll, not mine. You've done this, Carl. Just good to see you, Johnny. He says, just seen from Chris Wheeler and Nathan Salt that we are to wear next season's home kit. Yeah, I know. It's marketing. It's marketing is what it is. It's marketing and it's bullshit. And I mean, fuck it. I reckon you lot are messaging each other. There's no way that you all think he should be playing CDM. There is no way that you all think. Sometimes I think you're just trying to send me to an early grave, chat. Finally, someone shows some common sense. All day I'd love him next to me. Fuck. Thank you, Johnny. Chat, I am hangry. I am jonesing for a vape. We have done an hour. My voice is about to die. I will see you all tomorrow night. I'm closing that vote before it gets too fucking crazy. Heaven I can have a conversation with. Tomorrow night we've got some stuff to go through. Thank you very much for being here tonight. My energy should be better tomorrow night. Johnny's on a timeout. No, he's not. I was going to say, don't put Johnny on a fucking timeout. I'll be better tomorrow. This diet's kicking my ass. I love you all dearly. You're all legends. As always, please remember, pain is temporary. Class is permanent. Dan United, Bryan Brigade, Uta! Good night, you beautiful buggers.